Good morning. Today's class number 1033. Title is Persons of Vision. This is August 13, 2026. And our foundation scripture is Proverbs 29, verse 18. And I'll read that scripture. Proverbs 29, 18. I'm going to read it from the King James Version. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keeps the law, happy is he. He who keeps the law. He who continues in who I am. He who continues in love thy neighbor as thyself. He who continues in love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Happy is that man. That always reminds you of Psalm 1, too, Blissfully happy is the man who does what? Doesn't stand in the way of sinners. He's got vision. Doesn't sit in the seat of the scornful. He's got vision. He walks in the counsel of the godly. He has vision. And his vision is this. Everything begins with an idea. Now, we've been talking about ideas over the past few months. Every now and then we pop in and we talk about the idea being conceived in divine mind. We don't always associate our mind with divine mind. Most of the time we have a separation, and that means there's a sin, there's a mistake. We're making a mistake when we separate our mind as a personal mind and the God mind as divine mind. There's only one mind. And it says, we have the mind of Christ. We have the same substance. We have the same intelligence. We are that which we contemplate spiritually. Because sometimes we contemplate something that doesn't exist at all, and that's not who we are. Even though we contemplated it, even though that experience is what we have, an experience of sin and sickness and disease and all, that's not who we are. It just means that we have not accepted the fact that we are divine man. Jesus thought it not robbery to be equal with God. A lot of people have a problem with that because they think that they know what God is. And in that knowingness of what God is, as far as they're concerned, they think about a big old man or a man with a gray beard or something outside of themselves, making them jump through hoops. And they call those hoops faith, Thank God for giving me this and giving me that. Instead of, I have the mind of Christ. I am one with God. I conceived an idea within my mind, and that idea is the substance. Everything begins with that substance, the idea. Hebrews 11:1. For without faith, faith is the assurance. I jumped to Hebrews 11:6, but Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the assurance of that which we expect, for it was the substance of things that are in existence right now, and it is the evidence of that which we can't see. In other words, that idea is the substance, is that which we can't see, but at some particular point, we have to rest and realize, if I have the faith, I have the idea. If I have the idea, I have that which it is that I can't see with my own personal sense of mind, but all things are already mine. The Father has already set before me a table that is filled with everything necessary for me to live in the kingdom. The kingdom of what? The counsel, the word that becomes flesh. That's freeing within itself. I have within me the word which is the idea, the substance, that which becomes flesh, that which becomes visible, because I see it, I perceive it, I feel it. I send a signal to my heart that says, this is what I believe. I believe the truth. My heart says, oh, okay. And it sends back the signal to my brain, and the two of them are in agreement. And we know what happens when we make peace in the house with the two, the heart and the brain. What happens? We speak to the mountain. What mountain? Whatever appears to be standing in the way. We also speak to that which is within us to come forth. And it does. But come forth means it comes forth within. We see it, we feel it, we touch it. And once that happens, it's like we're putting it in a mirror. Well, the world is the mirror, and it'll show up out here because the intensity of our belief is what causes it to come forth as a form. This idea has a body, and it causes that form to be expressed. In other words, the idea has within itself the ability to express as. It's already set up. It's already set up. This thing is going to come forth because it has within it the energy, the intelligence, the heat, meaning the warmth, the moisture. Everything about it is self-contained, and it will express within, and we cast it upon what we call the mirror of the outside. Now, that idea is the assurance that the expectation is already expressing. It's already expressed. It's been constantly expressing from the day we showed up as a personal expression of it. But that was going on long before we showed up as a personal sense of self. That expression was always happening. Jesus said it like this: before the foundations of the world, I am. Then he went on and said, before Abraham was, I am. And you could go on. Before Michael was, I am. I have always been, I will always be, and I chose to express as something called Michael. Now, the idea is the substance. It is the assurance. It is because it was. I hope that makes sense. It is because it was. It was, that means it is. And it was the substance of that which is existing right now. And all of the things that are appearing out here come as a result of our understanding of that. And the only way we're going to have that understanding is we have to practice it. We practice contemplating it. We practice thinking about it. We practice feeling it. There are some days I sit and wait to feel like it's all right. Because there are some days that you get up in the morning and you may not feel like it's all right, depending on what you dreamed, depending on what you took to bed with you in your mind when you went to bed, when you went to sleep. Suppose you were worried. You may wake up tomorrow and not feel like everything is all right, even though it is, because life is unchanging. It didn't begin, it won't end, and it's unchanging. So we have to practice feeling like that. We practice it all the time. That means we have vision. We realize that in all that get an understanding. Why? Because that understanding stands under your experience for the day. Whatever's going to go on through the day, you are standing on your belief. And it may not be in my best interest right now. So I am visioning, feeling like it's all right, even when it doesn't feel like that. But why? I don't want to send that negative feeling to my brain. Because once it's conceived as a negative feeling in the heart says, which is the subconscious, it says, oh, okay. It is the feeling nature. God made male and female. He called it mankind. He didn't call it gender. He called it mankind. So the male is conscious thought. The female is feeling. Those two make peace in the house. The house is consciousness. It's you. And once that connection is made, that's what is known as in Matthew 18 and 19. If any two touch and agree, it is so. I will do it. What does that mean? That means that the heart and the brain touch each other, they agree, and the subconscious says, here you go. And the conscious mind says, this is not what I wanted. Yeah, but the feeling nature doesn't know that. It doesn't know that that's not what you want because you didn't have any intense conviction from practicing that presence. So you have to practice it and know when you're sending the wrong signal, you're sending the wrong frequency. So that's standing out right now is coming as the evidence of that which you can't see. So the thing you want to see in the invisible, seeing is feeling, by the way. The thing you want to perceive is all is well. All is well. Y'all remember the lady when she was on her way to the prophet and her soul was vexed within her. Her son had fallen and died, hit his head, and she came and they asked her, how's everything? All is well. How's everything? All is well. She was carrying that feeling that all is well no matter what. And that's what we have to do. That's the practice of the presence of God. All persons are created equal because all have the mind of Christ where the ideas are conceived. I remember when I said, I want to conceive the divine mind. I want to conceive the ideas in divine mind. It was like I set a table before you in the presence of the enemy. Every idea is already conceived in divine mind. All you have to do is act like you have a divine mind. There's only the one mind. God is all. And so it dawned on me, all are sons of God. All are powerful. All are all-knowing. Not just all-knowing. Who are sons of God? That's your vision. This is who I am. I told myself that over and over and over and over until I felt it. And once I felt it, it won't leave. I am the Son of God. As I look and see people, that was the test. Will you practice seeing everybody as the Son of God? Will you practice seeing everybody as having the mind of Christ? I don't care how they're acting on the outside. I am not going to send that incorrect feeling to my heart and say, that person is, and you can fill in the blank, it's negative. Well, I'm not going to do that. When I see it bubbling up, I'm like, no, I'm cooking the wrong dish. That's not what I need. I need to be sending, I love God with all my heart, mind, and soul. Well, that means God is all. God is everywhere. God is everything. Okay. Well, this person must be the Son of God. And just let that marinate. Let that stay around, living with it, contemplating, feeling it. And then there starts to become the changes on the outside that used to be potential, but now they are reality. They always were. That's why I said now. There's only the now. You remember when Moses was at the Red Sea and he had all these people with him, and he saw Pharaoh coming. They saw it, and the first thing they did was what? Oh no! Here come the Egyptians. You know, we knew we shouldn't have come out here with you. You know, we were all right back in Egypt. We were better off in slavery than out here about to die. And that happens to us. That happens to us. We're Moses. And, oh man, we struck out. We're in faith. We started moving forward toward this. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to contemplate. I have this big problem that's standing in front of me, and I'm going to feel the presence. I'm going to do this. Yeah, listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to. Not, I am doing this. I am doing this. I am practicing this. And so I'm always going to get to it. But when the thing comes and it pops me in the face, it pops me in the whatever fear comes from, I forget about all of it and I start trying to deal with it. But in the meantime, Moses prayed out to the God, I guess, who he thought was out on the mountain way back in wherever he was on the backside of the desert. And that same God said, why are you calling out to me? Why are you asking me to do something? You know, it always takes me back to Greg Braden when he's talking about, you know, they took it out of the Bible as to how you are to ask, how you are to make things come into the experience of good, how to, I suppose what I'm trying to say is how to maintain good, how to keep good going. Oh Lord, please help me right now in this situation. Give me this, give me that. Can you spare? Help me out. Why are you calling out? Why are you calling out? Why are you going outside? Why are you looking for something to do something for you? Lift up your rod. What is my rod? Lift up your consciousness. Remember, you just got through saying it's not robbery to be equal with God. Oh, you mean the Red Sea is already open? It was open before you got there. You were already out of your problem before you realized you had a problem. Why? Because you sent that signal to your brain. You have been practicing meditation. You have been practicing sending the right feeling in your heart based on the thought and idea that is pure and perfect, lacking nothing. You have been sending wisdom to the heart, and the heart is saying, oh, okay, and it sends it back. And those two agree in the house, and the sea appeared to open. They were already across there before they ever got to the city. How about this? Jesus on the mountain, and the disciples, how are these people going to eat? And Jesus said, you feed them. What? You feed them. How? How am I going to feed them? Have the mind of Christ. You are able to lift up their consciousness and realize they were fed before they got here. Before they call, I have answered. While they are speaking, I will hear. We know that if you hear us, we have prayed according to your will. Whose will? Yours. You have the mind of Christ. And your will is done. I am, you are, he, she, or it is. We are, you are, they are. Well, your will is it. It is. It already has been. It has always been. Oh, wow. Well, what is it that we have mistaken to be true? When Paul said the race is to the swift. What he meant by the swift to understand, the swift to lift up the rod, the swift to know the truth and be free. That's it. You feed them. Now, I like Lillian DeWater's way of asking. She says, make a wish. Make a wish. What do you mean make a wish? Well, you have the mind of Christ. You are a king. You are a queen. You command your kingdom. What is your kingdom? What is your kingdom? Well, remember we said kingdom is word. You command your words, and you give to yourself, and you receive, because they are who you are, and you are who they are, because all are one. You are the power, the cause, and the manifestation. You are not what you're looking at in the mirror. You are the consciousness that causes things to exist. They're already existing. So consciousness means I am aware that these things already exist. And now what I'm doing is I am commanding them to come forth. That's what a wish is. Not, oh, I wish I had such and such a thing, but you know, times are tough. And that's not a wish. A wish is Lazarus come forth. A wish is a command. Lazarus come forth. Peace be still. Come out of him. The demons flee. The demons flee at time. Yeah, they flee because I'm aware that my name is my manner. If you ask in my name, you ask in my manner. My manner was to command what I understand, and then it comes forth. You are the Lord of belief in heaven and earth. You are the law of belief in heaven and in earth. It's all based on your understanding of who you are. Everything is based on that. We've been talking like this now for months. You determine the outcome. You determine. You make the outcome. You are a person of vision. You heal the sick. You raise the dead. You open the prison doors. You free the captive and let the oppressed go free. You manifest your ideas. There is no God who is separate and apart from who you are, because you are consciousness. You think it not robbery to be equal with God, because God is consciousness. You are consciousness. And as you speak, those things come into form, outpictured form. But they are already being seen by you within in the invisible. All power is given you. Jesus said, all power is given me in the heavens and in the earth. Then he said, you go. Why did he tell you to go? Why did he hang around here and say, well, you know what, I'm going to stay forever and make sure that everybody gets this right? No. What he's saying is, you already have it right. But as ministers, it's their job to teach you that you already have it right, so that you can go and teach somebody else that they already have it right. It's always been right. Creation is complete. It was never, ever incomplete and needed to be fixed. Everything is and will always be. In the mind of God, in the mind of Christ, creation does not need any help at all. The moment you want it, it's yours. It's like picking off of a fruit tray. I want an apple. Well, in order to want the apple has to already exist. But where did the apple exist first? It existed as an idea in your mind. So, in that mind, you decided to have it. To him that has, it shall be given. And to him who has not, that which he thinks he has will be taken away. What do you mean, to him who thinks he has? What he thought he had. To him who was dependent upon the outside, always, you know, I can fix it, I can fix it, that'll be taken away. One day, there'll come a time where you can't fix it. There'll come a time where the thing is just overbearing, overpowering. Why? because you have two powers in what we call the world, good and evil. And one day in the world, or out here in this big, vast community of belief and unbelief, unbelief is going to overpower belief. But in the spiritual reality of the consciousness of the mind of Christ, there is no evil. There's nothing that can overtake that. It cannot be washed away, drowned out. It cannot be ignored. Because deep inside, I always knew that there was a way out. There was a door. I couldn't find it because I was looking for it. I was looking for the person who can help me. I'm looking for the person who did it before. Show me how you did this. How do I get this? How do I get to there? No, it doesn't work like that. I'm already there. I'm already there. I posted on Facebook, I think it was yesterday. It said, wonders happen the moment you realize that the thing you want already exists. You already have it. Wonders happen the moment you realize that which I desire already is mine. It's already there. I just need to act like that. Well, how do I act like it? I feel like it. I feel the rest, the silence, the peace. I'm not asking anybody to do anything for me. That's freeing. The moment you realize you don't have to ask people to do anything about something that appears to have gone awry or not existing in your experience. If I had to ask somebody to do something for me, for something that appears to not be in my life, I would ask them, what is the wisdom behind it? But then again, I'm asking myself, because I have that mind. I have vision. You are asking that the door that you are. Remember, Jesus said, I am the door. You're asking yourself. You're commanding yourself to be that which you desire. It is complete. The idea already exists. It is manifesting through your vision. That's why vision is so important. That idea is conceived. Well, it was already there, but I can see it. I perceive it. I feel it. The polarity is there. You recognize it. You understand the principle. That's the main thing. I understand the principle. The principle is, I am that. I already have it because I have the idea. I remember one day walking around all day. If I have the idea, then I have the thing that I desire. If I have the idea, I have the thing. And that thing, at some particular point, when my conviction was stronger than my running around looking for it, it came into my experience from an outer perspective. You believe, therefore you speak, knowing. You believe, therefore you speak, knowing that he who raised Christ from the dead will also do what? Lift up, raise up your mortal body, your mortal existence. Now, you may think, well, this is just the mortal body, the one that walks and talks and sits and sleeps. But he's talking about the body of everything, the body of your affairs, the body of your business, the body of your relationships. Everything has a body. And when Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life, that is the he that raised his body. And when you say, I am the resurrection and the life, that means you resurrect those dreams that appear to be dead, those desires that appear to just be, oh, well, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted this, but, I grew up, like Paul said, I got away from childish things. That's not what he meant like that. He got away from not believing. He got away from childish things like I ain't gonna be your friend no more. You ever heard anybody, kids say that to each other? I ain't gonna be your friend no more. You get away from that. You love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. You love your neighbor as yourself. Then he made it easy. Love your enemy. He made it easy. Love your enemy. We took that, Jesus said that, but we took that to mean, oh, my enemy is this guy out here, this woman out here, this person, my landlord, my the banker who's charging me all this ridiculous interest on loans I have. That's my enemy. No, my enemy is I believed that I needed something outside of myself, and I thought about it, and I kept on thinking about it until I made a deal with an enemy. That's my enemy. How you gonna pay this? But you talked me into taking this loan. Yeah, I know. But now how you gonna pay? How you gonna do this? They're gonna come and take this. That's the enemy. Nobody can take anything from you because you are a person of vision. And your vision is a mirror reflecting the ideas as forms. And they're reflecting the ideas as forms within you, in the invisible. They exist. They are that idea is the evidence. If I have the idea, I have the evidence. If I have the idea, I have the substance. I'm going to practice this constantly because I want to feel like it. That's the whole key. I want to feel like it because feeling is the prayer. Feeling is the assurance. Once I feel like it's done, I will see the result. You can't help it. You have to. You see the result and you feel the result because you believe it is done. Manifestation is instantaneous. For demonstration is internal. The manifestation is instantaneous. It's not it'll be all right in a few days. It's going to get all right. Like when you scarred your knee, when you hurt your toe, over time, it has to run its course. What? No. If I realize I had no business with the flu, and now I've come to an understanding that that's something that is a nothing, a no thing. It is not an idea because God did not create in Genesis 1 ideas that had to do with evil, with error, with mistakes, with sin, with diseases. No. You are the demonstrator, and you are the demonstration. The idea and the form, the soul and the body, the foundation, the building, the structure. That's who you are. There's no doubt about it. The manifested forms appear to come gradually due to our belief in time. We believe in time, so therefore, those things appear to come slowly over a period of time. Like what I was just talking about, it'll be all right. But if I start out knowing it's all right, the moment that thing comes up to me and I say, oh, no, I don't think I'm having this. I have been contemplating truth. I have been practicing. This practicing is my perfection. That's my completion. So the more I practice, the better I feel. The better I feel, the quicker the manifestation of my desire happens. As our understanding is more enlightened and expansive, time is swallowed up in what we call now. And what now is? Time is swallowed up in the now. Remember, we started out with the answer, for we are the answer. There's no way for us to start out without an answer. I am the answer. There's only one answer. I am. And therefore, I conceive what we call the working out of it. We call it working it out. I call it feeling. The moment I feel, then I know that what I need to do has come. I felt it. I realized it. And what am I looking for? Grace. Grace. You know, the I am, I don't need any grace. Michael needs grace. Michael needs to be still. Michael needs to settle down. Michael needs to calm down. Michael needs to quit. He says, let go and let God. That's Michael needs to let go. Let it go. Quit. Be still. Stop thinking about it. But that's hard. How am I going to stop thinking about it? Well, if you listen and practice and feel the reality of I have it, and just keep thinking about it, keep contemplating it, keep realizing it. Michael is letting go because two things cannot occupy that one space at the same time. So you started out with the answer. I know I have the answer, and I'm just going to feel like I have it. Will I see it or not? That's faith. That's vision. For we are the answer. And before any problem or desire exists, we are the answer. I don't care what it looks like. We are the answer. Although we appear to lack, we appear to have needs, we appear to wait for things to change, spiritual vision reveals that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I remember one day I contemplated, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's all around. It's right now. I have access to it because I am it. And then what happens is, as I feel like that and keep feeling like that, that's what he means by a man ought to pray and keep on praying. Ask, keep on asking. Seek, keep on seeking. That's called practice. That's called practice. That doesn't mean if I keep on asking, I don't believe I have it. That's not what we're talking about. Keep on feeling like I have it. Keep on feeling like I see it. Keep on feeling like it's all right. Not gonna be all right. It's all right. Keep feeling that. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The counsel of harmony is at hand. Kingdom is counsel, heaven is harmony. And what's happened is earth and heaven are harmonized all together. And like I said last week, the light is separated from the dark. Why? Because in the dark, harmony is still there. Harmony is in the dark. Harmony is in the light. Everything, those two touch and agree. Earth and heaven are in agreement with each other. Heaven, I conceive the idea of fruit tree. Earth, okay. And earth bears and brings forth fruit tree. I conceive the idea, and my heart feels it. Those two agree. I see that. That is the principle. I am sending that signal to the brain. I feel this. I know this. This thing means it was done before I got started. It was something bubbling on the inside of me as a result of my contemplation, as a result of my practicing the vision that is the grace that is given me to be able to see and perceive what is. All desires are fulfilled. It's just a matter of acceptance. It's a matter of understanding. The moment I wish I had, it's as simple as that. It's like ordering off of the menu. They don't give me stuff on the menu, and I can't order it. I can't order it. If they come to me in the restaurant and say, "Oh, we're not offering this tonight, so you can't order this," well, it's not available. But in God, everything is always available. I don't care what it is. I can order. And what does order mean? Command. Wish. It's, as I said, it's not a wish of longingly, I wish I had this, but, I've seen people that wished and wished and wished and nothing ever happened. I've seen people ask and pray and nothing ever happened. I've seen buildings of people going up. That's not it. The prayer is feeling. The prayer is after I contemplate that I already have it in the manner that Jesus did it, then I feel it, and why? It was so. It is so because it was so. And so I command this. What is the this that I command? Me, the self. I am the substance of that which I desire. I am the faith. I am the assurance of that which I expect. What do I expect? The good. I expect the good. But when I know the principle, I have no doubt. I'm not going to send doubt to my heart, because the heart, the feeling nature, is going to say, oh, he wants to doubt this, so I'm going to give him more doubt. I'm going to give him more doubt. That's not it. Isaiah 45 and 11. Command thou me. I command the substance that I am to be that which I already am, which I already have. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I am the impersonal self. I am the conceived idea, and the end of the conceived idea is the manifestation of it, which shows up as an outer demonstration. I am the Lord. Isaiah 45 and 7, I think it is. I make peace and I create evil. I'm doing it. There's nothing outside of me. There's no devil that's saying, let me get in here and tear him apart. No. Hebrews 2:14, Jesus, through his death, destroyed him who had the power of death, and that is the devil. Well, you, through your death, have destroyed him who has the power of death, that is the devil. What do you mean, through my death? How did I die? I died daily. I died to the evil. I died to the thinking that it might not work out. I died to that. That's the Michael Orr personal sense of self dying to this might not work out. Why? Because I have the mind of Christ. I think it's not robbery to be equal with the consciousness that God is. Spiritual vision recognizes the illusions of error as the nothing, the no thing, the no idea that they are. The thing desired is also nothing once it's manifested. It's always an idea outpictured. It does not have anything in it of itself to keep it going. You keep it going. You, as long as you understand I am the substance of this, you keep it going. When you don't want more, you let it go. You let the outer thing go, because it can't exist in and of itself. But you can get another one. You can bring another one into your experience. The idea is the reality. However, you can enjoy this thing. Of course you can. You can enjoy playing little games and jack rocks and all this kind of stuff. But as intelligence, you enjoy conceiving the idea. You enjoy realizing the idea is already conceived. That's what gives you the feeling, But you can also play basketball. You can play football. You can dance. You can sing. You can do all these things, but in and of themselves, they are nothing. You are the truth behind everything that you experience. That is the reality. It has, in and of itself, no lasting power. That's why Jesus said, in and of myself, I can do nothing. He meant his personal sense of self. Can't do anything. The idea is the substance that never passes away. That's why you have eternal life. You are eternal life, because you cannot pass away. And the more you practice that principle, you won't be afraid of leaving what we call the earth. The grief of a loved one will not haunt you so badly anymore, because you realize the idea of who they are exists forever. You can honor the loved one, the personality self. It was with me, it left. However, she still exists. He still exists. Why? Because he is the I am. She is the I am. Nothing really ever changed. She was what we call without beginning, without change, and without ending. Trinity. That's what we are. The idea is the substance, is the vision that we have to constantly practice. I will never leave you or forsake you. I am the substance of the form you call you. I am that which I sought. I am it. I felt it. I manifested it because I am a person of vision. Amen. And so it is.